Welcome back to the Autry Benton Show. Today we have a very talented musical guest, Luke Smith. And before we get into the interview, I want you to hear this musical selection he's got for us.
Say sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. And right now I'm losing bad. I've stood on this stage night after night, reminding the broken it'll be alright. But right now, oh right now, I just can't. It's easy to sing when there's nothing to bring me down. Oh, but what will I say when I'm held to the flame like I am right now? I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. They say it only takes a little faith to move a mountain. Well, good thing a little faith is all I have right now. But God, when you choose to leave mountains unmovable, oh, give me the strength to be able to sing. It is well with my soul. I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. I know the sorrow and I know the hurt would all go away if you just say the word. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. You've been faithful, you've been good all my days. Jesus, I will cling to you, come what may, 'cause I know you're able, and I know you can. I know you're able, and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. I know the sorrow and I know the hurt would all go away if you just say the word. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul.
Man, you are, I remember that I've always known you ever since you
Yes,
were
sir.
born, your
Yes,
parents,
sir.
and they
Yes,
were
sir.
they were guests on here, and your mom and dad are wonderful, as you know that. But as wonderful as they are, they don't know how wonderful their son is, so everybody's going to get to see today.
Yes, sir.
You know, but you're a singer, right?
Yes, sir.
And the first time you're on stage, I looked at my family, I says, you know, I know he's standing on this stage for Jesus, but you're going to stand on big stages for Jesus one day. I'm confident of that, man. You're quite a talent, man.
Thank you.
And you're a singer.
Yes, sir.
So tell us about yourself, man. How old are you?
So I'm 11, and I've been singing since I was 2, actually. I had a Walmart guitar that my parents bought me, and I played that thing till the strings fell off. And so I started getting into, playing the guitar and actually learning how to play it. And I got my first Yamaha little guitar, junior guitar, and for Christmas. And I played that for about a year, 2 years. And then I started learning how to play chords and how to play the guitar. And I got my second guitar, and it was a little bit better. It was I actually don't know what the name of it was. It was so long ago, but I still have it. Yeah. I have all my guitars, and so that one actually, I played that one till the actual the neck fell off of it. Yeah. And so I got my next guitar, and now I'm singing on the stage and doing everything for the Lord. So
that's great. Sir. That's great. So you said one of your earliest memories, 2 years old, when it was like it's always been music. I mean, you just have always loved music.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes.
Because a lot of times I think people might take piano or whatever because their parents want to, but you wanted to do this, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now I am taking a little bit of piano, and I'm trying to expand my musical talent, and so I am doing a little piano now, but I still am focusing on the guitar.
Yeah. So like early on, so it was the instruments you liked, or did you like singing, or it's just always kind of been together?
I think it's a little bit of all of it. It came to me naturally, and I always had like a bit of a taste for music, and I would I'd love the rhythm of it, and of course my parents, they played a part, and they encouraged me. They didn't necessarily force me, but they encouraged me. It was kind of a God-driven thing. Yeah. They just encouraged me and gave me a...
Well, I think the little bit you told us already, if you didn't have a love for it, you wouldn't have went through that many guitars. So, I mean, you really are drawn to it, right?
Yes, sir.
I got you. Well, cool. Yes, sir. Well, who's some of your earliest singers or that you listen to that you like? They really inspired and you really like?
Yes, sir. Chris Tomlin, he was my first one. And then I kind of got, for a short time, I kind of got into Matthew West, and then I started getting into, music changed a lot, and I started getting into a little bit more, modern songs, but I still like the hymns. But now my favorite artists are Brandon Lake and Josiah Queen.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Two different styles.
Yes, sir.
Very styles. So tell me a little bit about you. So you're 11 years old. So,
yes, sir.
So tell our listeners who your mom and dad is, and get a little bit about your history and stuff.
Yes, sir. My mom and dad, they are. My mom's name is Jeannie, and my dad's name is Carter Smith, and they run a little nonprofit called Coastline Women's Center. And it helps women in unplanned pregnancies. There's always a choice, so they help them if they want to abort. We try to change that mindset, and then we also we always encourage them to try to choose life. But if they just can't keep the baby because they want it to have a better life, we always encourage adoption.
Adoption, so that's great, man. And they do a great work. And
yes, sir.
It ain't a little ministry, it's a big ministry. They do a lot of good for everybody in Horry County and South Carolina. Yes, so my one question for that is they've been doing it a while. So have you always been around the ministry? Is that all you remembered, what they do? And you go to lots of events and stuff.
Sir.
What's your perspective of that?
So I think it's great. I think it's really, I think it's also God-driven. I try to perform for them too, and I think it is. I've been around it a lot from a young age, but I think it's grown me in being able to talk to people and understand, get around people and understand them, and so yes.
Yeah, well that's great, man. So tell me a little bit about when you were talking, come on air a little bit. So your education. So you started out at Common Christian.
So I started out before COVID, I started out at Conway Christian in pre-K, and then after COVID, I went to Calvary. It was a branch of Calvary Chapel or something, and it was a 2-day-a-week little co-op thing, co-op group. And but yeah, I really liked that, and Mom liked it, and I had a few friends that were kind of, you know, changing around in different schools, and so I kind of followed them, and I went to different co-ops and homeschool groups, and I went to Ecclesia for 2 years, first grade and second grade. And then I transferred to this co-op called Pathways, and they hold it at the Father's house, and I've been there since 3rd grade to 5th grade now.
I got you. So you kind of homeschool and do some co-op time with other homeschoolers, is that right?
So now it is 1 day a week, and it's Thursday. So I go every Thursday to the Father's house, and I really enjoy it. It's a challenge, but it's good.
Yeah,
I like it.
I would imagine with your mom and dad, they're super busy with ministry. You know, homeschooling allows y'all as a family to be flexible.
Yes, sir.
That's a good part of that, right?
Yes, sir. So it allows us to be very flexible. If I even wanted to, I could do schoolwork over the weekend. Yeah. And I could get off a few days over the week. So if I did some on Saturday or Sunday, I could then get off Monday or Wednesday or Tuesday. So it's very flexible, and it allows you to expand your group for traveling, and expand your calendar for that kind
that's
of
good.
stuff.
That's awesome. And it allows to practice the guitar and sing a lot too, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Good deal. How about like your friends in your co-op? I mean, certainly homeschooling. I think a lot of people don't know that, but you do get to meet friends and have that social time with the co-op a little bit. Tell me about that and how you've enjoyed that.
I've made a lot of friends through the co-op. I've actually made friends everywhere, but I've made very good friends that I actually meet through out of school, and I've really enjoyed my time with them, and I mean, friends come and go, and I've had some friends through the co-op, and they left, they went other places, but mostly I've had a pretty good fellowship there.
Well, that's good. Okay, so tell me one good thing about your mom and one good thing about your dad.
Okay, so my mom, wow,
lots of great things.
Yes, lots of great things. So my mom, she's very encouraging. Yeah, she is. She's very God-driven, like I said earlier. And then my dad, he always tries to encourage me to be a better man and grow up to be a young fellow.
That's right. Set a great example, right?
Yes, sir.
That's great. That's good, man. Good deal. You know, we're both Christians, and we were talking about this all the time. So tell me about your relationship with the Lord when you gave your heart to the Lord.
Okay, so so this is when we lived in Conway. We've moved many times throughout my life, and but I've always been in South Carolina. So when we were living in Conway, I heard on the radio about salvation and what that meant, and I had already, my parents were kind of encouraging me to accept Jesus, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna, now that I've heard it from a different perspective, I'm gonna try this. And so I accepted Jesus in the car driving down the road with my mom, and then a few years later, that was, like I said, when I was 3. This was when second grade, first or second grade, when I was about 6 or 7 or 8, and I got baptized at my church. Well, not church, it was my co-op / church. They held it at a church. It was Ecclesia, and I had my baptism there, and my dad baptized me there.
Man, that's awesome, Luke. I think your story's a lot like, young people, myself, grew up in a Christian home. Like, we grew up kind of hearing it, whatever, but, we know that our faith is personal. We have to accept the Lord ourselves. So I appreciate you sharing that, and I really appreciate you did it on your time once God spoke to your heart and talked to him, and hey, listen, not that we understand everything, but we're always growing in our faith, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But, I mean, that's who you sing for is the Lord, right?
Yes, sir.
So, well, good deal. So tell us about your musical journey. Like, you told us very early on, but like, do do you take lessons or grow? Or?
I've been taking lessons since I was 6, so 5 years I've been taking lessons. And my coach is Pamela Cannon Cook. She's great. Like I said, I've been with her a very long time. But so yeah, I take lessons. I've kind of changed it around, but right now I'm taking lessons every Monday.
Okay.
So I would be taking lessons today, but since I had a little bit of gigs going around.
I hear you, boy.
Yes, sir. She's a voice coach and a instrument coach. So she's the one. She's teaching me guitar, and she's teaching me a little bit of piano, and yeah. So she's also growing my my vocals.
Do you have you ever thought about, or like God ever put any songs in your heart, or you ever played around with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me about that, man.
Well, it's still a work in progress, but God has been leading me to do some of that. So yes,
that's
sir.
good. You know, I've always just been amazed by songwriters. You know, you talking about Brandon Lake or Phil Wickham, you know, that can write a song with just such power or whatever, how that can, you know, come from God to a human being out, and just how it ministers to people. And music ministers to people, doesn't it, Luke? Have you experienced that? I mean, what's it like? You mean, you've stood on some pretty big stages and look out there. Tell me what it's like to be in that moment.
It's very supernatural. It's very like I keep saying, it's very God-driven. Like it's like nothing's there but you and God, and it's very personal with you and Him, and it's amazing. But yes, it's very.
So, and I appreciate what you just said. So really, in your mind, it's just you and God up there,
sir.
And you really, although you're ministering to the audience,
yes, sir.
You're not trying to get sucked up by that, right?
No, I'm trying to stay engaged, because that's how people get, you know, ministered to. But I always try to keep it pure and try to keep it towards the Lord.
I got you. Good deal. So, like, I know you're a musician, but there's a lot of songs, but what's one song that really spoke to you that you really, it's just your song, like, this is it?
Gratitude. I've loved Gratitude through the years. It's really been changing to me. Like, what I mean is that like sometimes it's just this is a great song, but sometimes it's like this is a really like God-driven song, and so it kind of changes around because of how long I've been playing that song, but I really do like that song. Yeah,
tell our listeners like what the song's about, you know, and like what's important to you and why it speaks to you.
Okay, so it speaks to me because it's about being thankful and having humble to everything God has given to you, and to always stay pure. And I really like it because of that reason, because that's a real struggle in the industry, in the music industry. And I pray that God will always keep me pure and try to keep me in the right path.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Is there any other songs that spoke to you?
Well, Come Jesus Come, I like that one because it really speaks to us through these dark times of the world, and it really gives us hope for when He comes. So I like that one, and a lot of people have liked that one, so I like that one too.
That's good. Do you like to listen to a lot of, you know, Christian songs or whatever, and as far as if you're going to do a different set list or something, like how do you go through that process if you bring another song into like what you're doing?
Yeah, so I always try to keep Christian songs. You know, I don't think I've ever played a secular song or anything like that, but I always try to play Christian songs, and if I do want to, it's a really easy process to, you know, reincorporate a song or something like that. But like I said, I always try to keep my songs biblical. So.
That's good. So I know you're a very young man, and this question I'm about to ask you is like tough to say, but like, what do you think like the next steps are for you? Like, you know, come say out of high school, do you want to go to like a Christian college, a music school, or?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this for years, believe it or not, but I think the next steps are always saying yes to everything God, you know, turns your way. Every performance, whether you don't want to or not, always try to say yes. And like I said, always try to say yes to God in anything. And after, I was thinking about going to North Greenville University to kind of grow my musical talent there, and yeah, I'll see what God has in store for me.
Yeah, Luke, I tell you what, for 11 years old, you got a lot of wisdom. You could tell some seasoned Christians, just always have your yes on the table for God,
sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
You know, because you know what, we try to put some limits on that sometimes.
Yes, sir.
So, wow, and you know, you were also telling me, like, so what are some of the events you have sang at already?
Again, Coastline Women's Center. I've sang in a lot of their galas and impact gatherings, and
tell our listeners how big that is. I mean, that's a lot of people in the room.
Usually, the galas, which we're not doing that anymore, those are usually 500 to 800, 900 people. And our impact gatherings, well, it usually depends. Like this year, we had 1,200, I think. But yeah, it's been yeah. And sometimes I was telling him earlier, Mr. Autry, I was telling him how I play and sing at a lot of Coastline Women's Centers, abortion recovery and miscarriage classes, and yeah, I always try to.
So that's a lot of churches, right? You're telling me you're going to one this afternoon, right?
Yes, sir. So I'm going to New Spring, which is where our abortion recovery class is going to be, and that's where I'm going to be singing. And I try to sing at Langston, which is where I go to church and where Mr. Autry goes to church, and I try to sing there every chance I get. So yes,
yeah, that's great, man. That's awesome. And I think with your parents being in ministry, y'all are around a lot of churches and lots of organizations, so you're always ready to sing, right?
Yes, sir.
That's great. That's great. Good deal, man. That's awesome. Do you so what do you like to do outside of you know, singing or whatever? Like what's some other hobbies you like to do?
I like football. I've been playing football for 5 years. I just finished up my 4th year last year, and I think it's grown me in a lot of different ways, like other than music, found like mentally. But we have an ex-Marine sergeant as our coach on the football team, and he tries to get us really disciplined.
So is that right?
Yes, sir. So that helps a lot. And yeah, so I really don't have a lot of other hobbies than that, but in music and football.
That's great, man. Where do you play football? Is it a rec?
I play it in Pepper Gettings. In North Myrtle Beach. So yes, sir.
Awesome.
And I like to fish too. So
do you really?
Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What do you like to fish for?
Well, we have bass in our pond behind our house, and I like to fish behind our house in our pond. So
all right, good deal. I'm gonna give some fun facts. What's your favorite food?
Sushi.
Sushi. Do you like sushi?
Yes, I love sushi.
Oh man, I wish I could be you, man. Like that, you know, there's 2 foods I don't need: a sushi and salad. Those are cool foods, man. I just don't do it. Wow, that's great. Good deal. Who's the better cook, your mom or dad?
I
ain't gonna get you in trouble now.
I say dad because he seasons very well. So
okay.
Yes, and he has a more wide variety.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really good. That's really good. Well, good deal, man. Well, hey, I'm super thankful that you would come today and talk to us. Luke, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Folks, as we finish up today, Luke's going to take us out with a song, but one song I've requested he sing is Count Your Blessings. And I don't know where you find yourself at today, if you find yourself in a good spot or a bad spot. We've shared our faith today. The Lord's always available to us, and count our blessings. We're pretty blessed in America. No matter how tough or situation we're in or country or whatever, and there's some tough things, but God's good to us and we need to count our blessings. Join us next time.
Just like it was yesterday, I was praying for a miracle, scared to have a little hope, and now looking back today, seeing all the things you've done, I can't even add it up. 1, 2, 3, up to infinity. I'd run out of numbers before I could think. all that you've done in my life. The more that I look in the details, the more of your goodness I find. Father, on this side of heaven, I know that I'll run out of time, but I will keep counting my blessings, knowing I can't count that high. And I know that the seasons never last forever. So God, I will remember all the reasons my heart is to be grateful. All the times you've been faithful to me. God, I'm still counting my blessings, all that you've done in my life. The more that I look in the details, the more of your goodness I find. Father, on this side of heaven, I know that I'll run out of time, but I will keep counting my blessings, knowing I can't count that high. Oh, oh, your goodness, your goodness. 1, 2, 3, up to infinity. I'm running out of numbers before